I am Sonic.
Instead, he's like, I am Sonic. He can't do a high-pitched voice. And then we'll have Dwayne Johnson to play Knuckles. 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 Let's have Tyrese Gibson to be Tails. It's a shame that one person has to eat a bat across the world, and now I can't go to the movies. I'm not talking about Ozzy Osbourne. He did it before it was cool.
And speaking of not being able to go to the movies, everyone's just releasing their movies on streaming services.
I bet like Netflix and Disney Plus, like, they're gonna get numbers. Anyway guys, hope you stay safe, wash your hands, no social interactions, and whatever you're living in, hopefully you're okay. We're here to entertain you as much as we can, because, I mean, when it comes to YouTubers, we're already isolated, so we're just here for you to pass the time. Hopefully we'll get more views from this.
Well, considering that we haven't really made a podcast in 3 months.
I mean, yeah, 2020's been ridiculous at the moment. So who knows what's gonna happen. Probably The Purge is next.
Probably. We'll just have to see.
So let's just talk about the Blue Hedgehog. So, like, roughly, like, November 2017, like, I found an IMDb page, and it's saying, like, there's gonna be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I didn't really think much of that, because I thought, oh, this is like, they'll try, but they never work. So I rang up Darren, I was like, yo, let me send this to you, let's talk about it, let's just make fun of it. So here we are, 2020, and there's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
You know, back when it was first announced, I definitely thought it'd be an interesting attempt that they were doing, and it still was definitely an interesting movie.
And keep in mind, like, with our reactions, this was before Detective Pikachu and The Witcher, and like around video game films and shows weren't appreciated yet. Maybe like maybe some here and there, but not like yet.
Ones outside of anime were not appreciated.
Yeah,
much.
But you'll still get Castlevania, which I heard good things about.
Yeah, I heard that season 3 that came out, and I hope I get around to finishing season 2 soon.
When it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. There's like a lot of backstory behind the whole film, a lot of controversy. We already saw like the old version of what the design looked like, and then everybody had a massive go at it. People refused, we all said no. So the animators, which we never saw them do this before, like actually hold back the film so they can reanimate it just for the fans. It's like when I'm watching this movie, it's like it's very lighthearted. It's like really is a Sonic movie for the Sonic fans. That's who they are for. So I guess like the negative reception for the design, they actually want to do it for us. But at the same time, there's also like theories like, oh, this was a marketing scheme this whole time, like they did that for the trailer, but it's like a marketing thing. But it's because how can I reanimate all of that? Like there's a lot of Sonic appearances, a lot of shots in a short span of time. It's a lot to think about, but
well, it wasn't that short of span of time when they redesigned the character for the movie.
They did hold it back for a while, didn't they? Or was that like a couple of months? It's like we all saw what it looks like. If they like ever put it out on DVD, they should like have that as like, you know, a special feature, like so we can compare the two. It would be cool, or maybe have the old Sonic as a the new villain.
You know, now you mention it, it could be interesting to see the making of the Sonic movie on the DVD.
It would be. It's like, let me just give my respect and shout out to all the animators who actually worked tireless hours. Those who like worked a long time, effort, like blood, sweat, and tears just to put in the Sonic, just for like, just for good reception.
And their
So,
animation studio did not deserve to shut down.
I know. I hope you guys have better jobs out there. I hope you guys get more respect. And you're a crazy talent. Like the good. It was a good design, the new Sonic. I wish they could do that for the sequel. But hopefully their talents can go into something. I don't know if you've seen this video, Darren, but it's kind of like since Life of Pi, there's like a video called Life After Pi, and it shows how much disrespect animators get in the industry.
No, I have not seen that video. That's actually the first time I've heard about that video.
It's an interesting take, and it just shows Hollywood and film industries, how they treat them. They always like send them back to them, say, oh, I want this, I want that, and they work ridiculous hours. So I give respect to all of them.
It sounds like people are treated like trash.
The film industry can be rough. But anyways, so yeah, I recently saw the movie due to, you know, something going outside. But I managed to watch it on my computer, and I'm a little. There's like a lot of weird scenes. Like there's a scene with a piñata, and then gets hit with a baseball bat, and then the movie stops, and then, you know, promotes a gambling website. That's like an interesting take on the director's choice. I can understand the feeling behind that scene.
Well, that's what happens when you're not watching it legally.
So, shall we begin? Overall, the Sonic movie.
I liked it fine. It was honestly pretty good in terms of video game movies.
I say this is better than Detective Pikachu. I say, like, with Detective Pikachu, it's like one of them spin-off games. They don't really know what to do with it, and it's just a little bit too silly at times, especially the ending, which is kind of stupid. But for Sonic, there's like a lot of heart to it. It's like actually Sonic. I wouldn't say there's like a whole lot to it. Like if you're expecting more characters and the Sonic world, you might not get that. But if you came for Sonic, just Sonic himself, then you'll be happy.
I just came to see how the finished product was.
Yeah.
And I was definitely surprised at how good the movie actually was. I mean, while that and Detective Pikachu both have their negatives and positives, I personally am probably more interested in rewatching Sonic than Detective Pikachu.
Like, I agree, I do lean towards Sonic.
And I mean, it seems that they are setting up for multiple movies, and this is probably the first.
Yeah.
Considering that they have
Announced some stuff.
Like the mid-credit stuff with Eggman and Tails.
Yeah. Can I just say this? I was not responsible for The Rock to be Knuckles. Although I wish I was. I wish I got money from it. Maybe The Rock was watching us the whole time.
I guess it was just that good of an idea that everyone had it.
I mean, I did that as a joke, like, oh, let's make them live action, like, have them dress up instead of CG. So I said, oh, The Rock in, like, tiny Knuckles clothes. That's what I was visioning. I didn't expect him to be the voice next.
Well, I mean, Jim Carrey honestly did pretty all right in the role. He definitely had the energy that Eggman usually has, and they did a really great job with the origin part of Eggman.
I was surprised, yeah.
And setting him up to be a really big bad of all the sequels and stuff.
Like when I was watching his performance, I wasn't too sure yet. It came like a psycho type person, and I didn't think, oh, that was like really the Robotnik we know. And then like later on, then I saw like he started to slowly dress up like him, and straight at the ending, he just sounded like him and acted like him, and that was like perfect acting right there.
And not to mention, he was crazy and evil from the start.
Yeah.
So it's definitely inevitable that he'd become Eggman after fighting against Sonic for the first time.
Yeah, it was a good take on him. I also like how Sonic calls him Eggman because he has robots that look like eggs. Like, that was genius. Like, they really thought it through and like called him Robotnik first, and then also called him Eggman for all audiences.
Yeah, they were able to keep it as a nickname, like when he started being called Eggman in the U.S. releases of the games.
Yeah, but everybody knows him as Robotnik. But I just like that they kind of know about that as well. The Sonic, since it wasn't Roger Craig Smith, I think like when we looked at the old webpage, he kind of put himself on that. And I remember what the quote said. He said, they didn't hire me yet, but it's a nice welcome to be him again. So it's not Roger Craig Smith, but it's like the new guy, Ben Schwartz. And he was really good. He was really good.
He was definitely a good job as his own Sonic.
It has like a blend between like, young classic 90s Sonic, where he was like a little child, and then like the adult Sonic in games. He kind of like blended the two perfectly. It's kind of like he took notes from Roger Craig Smith.
They definitely had the attitude that Sonic usually has in the games, without it being annoying in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was gonna be the woo chili dogs type thing, but no, it's like it doesn't feel annoying, and like even like the way he talks and acts and moves, it's understandable. Like it kind of treats him like a little kid in a way. Like he's like running around, he's flossing, he's reading comics, he's like excited about everything. Like it is understandable. It is his character. It doesn't come off as annoying.
They definitely knew when his antics could be too much. They knew when to have his antics go on, how long they should go on. Like with the bar scene, they definitely were having a field day writing that one and filming it and animating and editing it.
Yeah, that's like another thing. Because we see him dress up in the bar, like to disguise himself, of course, and almost gets caught. And then like later on, like he just doesn't bother dressing up. He's just out in the middle of the city, just like in the public in San Francisco. I'm just like, yeah, all right. It'll get too silly for him to dress up a lot.
Well, not to mention it would be a bit cliche at this point.
It would. Because overall, like, the movie is kind of like a runaway road trip type movie. featuring Sonic. Like staying at hotels, like he's always on the run, government or police or criminals chase after the people.
Yeah,
It's
they already
that
have
kind of
those
movie.
cliches. All those cliches, they got them all in there.
They got them all in there, but it's like kind of like Sonic. It kind of like feels like a breath of fresh air. So there's like different things. So like the bar, and then just different types of things you can't do with regular people. I also want to say this. In the other video, I kind of joked that they'll make Sonic do the narration in the beginning. Oh, was I right? Like, nailed it. Like, you're probably wondering how I got in this mess. Well, let's rewind back and let me tell you. Like, literally on point on that.
Take a shot, man.
No, we're not doing that again. No more.
Okay.
If I have stuff on me, but I just have water right now. I do like have a couple of things. I think like in my old video, I did critique that if they're gonna do CG on Sonic, that it wouldn't work as well, because when it comes to Sonic, it doesn't feel too realistic having him next to a human being or an animal. But to be fair, like the new design, I say they got it worked. It kind of feels like he's there. I think the only downfall is like when he's on the ground and they try to pick him up, it really looks bad. Kind of looks off when he's like lifting air. But I can't really complain on that if people and the animators are rushing it just to get it out on time. And it's just like a small critique, like it doesn't distract you, it doesn't like throw you off from the film.
You just gotta turn your brain off and enjoy the movie.
Yeah, just shut it off, it's freaking Sonic.
You don't have to complain about every little detail.
Exactly, like, it's just the only thing I see, but I'm not gonna give it a 0 for that shit. Like, if I watched Garfield and loved it as a kid, and I look back at it and it's like, oh wow, they're really carrying air, so what am I gonna do? But yeah, they like had a whole checklist of all the Sonic things, like, oh, the Sonic meme, that's like a funny moment. Chili dogs, make sure he does that. Random stuff he likes, a lot of references. They kind of take it off, but it's kind of like not thrown in your face, but it's kind of like a nice jab to it, like a subtle reference. And that was on point. That they still kind of make Sonic like he's something new and interesting. Like for the old fans, they'll get the old references, but even say like kids who never like played any games yet or seen cartoons or shows, and they'll just see this and it's like something new, so they don't have to look at the old shows or the games just to understand who he is.
And not to mention other people's reviews of this movie have they actually pointed out that the mushroom world that was in the movie was a reference to the mushroom world in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And and I actually did not get that because it's been a while since I picked up Sonic 3.
Yeah, I didn't think it was an actual world. I was like, mushroom world, that doesn't sound like Sonic. They got Green Hill, like Green Hill World. I was like, okay, I see what you did there. Even though there is a Green Hill zone.
That was definitely a interesting Easter egg. I mean, I guess it would make sense because Sonic's always started out in Green Hill. Well, at least in the first game. I mean, it's the introduction to the whole series. They got to incorporate Green Hill in the first movie.
Yeah. It's like the most iconic video game area, from at least my opinion. Like the top 5 iconic maps in video games. Or I say platforms. I think that's a bit fair.
It is.
There's also like even the characters, like the cop and his wife, like I actually really cared about them. Like want to see them progress and getting a new job, and like they actually did well. Like they actually feel like a couple.
And
Right.
not to mention, it's pretty cool that the wife wasn't too freaked out about Sonic after the cop explained everything to her.
He was surprisingly cool with it. I may have like said it before because I predicted, oh, it'll be like another Smurfs thing, because like these family couples living a normal life in New York City, then all of a sudden there's this creature from the old show or game, and it's just like ruining his life and just annoying him, like Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Smurfs, and now they gotta do something, and then the bad guy tries to take them, and oh no, they must run away. And then like this is gonna ruin the marriage. Oh, they're gonna be a kid on the way and shit like that. I feel like that would be the Sonic while I was reading the page.
Well, I mean, they saved all like the person being weirded out moments for the sister character of the guy's wife.
Yeah. There may be some
Yeah.
moments, maybe some yeah.
They tied her up.
Yeah. And the jokes were really good. I was surprised. I was really chuckling. I put my Fitbit on, I'm gonna do some steps.
Okay.
I was like, I got you coffee, I know you like latte, I know you like latte, I like how you make them. Like, there's some really good jokes in here. And then when Sonic actually tried to bottle someone, and it surprisingly didn't work.
Interesting.
Like, I was surprised. You may get some cliches here and there. It's like, no, you're not my real friend. It's like, oh no, I'm sad now. I'm gonna run away and stuff like that. It's like, no, you're my true friend in the end. And friendship helped Sonic save the day. Like that stuff. It's so corny, but I gotta give it a pass, really.
Yeah, when you're writing a story, it's hard to avert any cliches at all.
Like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's always a film's gotta be inspired by another film from another film in like some sort of genre. Like, they're gonna tick the boxes.
This is an age where nothing is original anymore.
Unless you're Tarantino.
Yeah. Well, at least nothing truly original.
Let's make Tarantino direct Sonic.
Well, hopefully he's not too hard to work with.
It's good. They're gonna make Sonic choke Amy. To see,
Either that or Amy could be like the bride in Kill Bill. And,
a lot of blood.
Yeah, and she could have a hammer and she could like bash all the robots and and instead of the robots bleeding blood, they bleed oil.
Oh fuck! Let's get the two robot henchmen from Eggman. You know, the red one and the yellow one. Oh,
you know what?
Who are they? Oh shit.
Orbot and Cubot.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually bet that if they appear in the Sonic movie sequel, Eggman is going to probably create them out of his destroyed spaceship.
Yeah.
And they're going to be his companions as he escapes Mushroom Hill Zone.
Then we're gonna get Big the cat.
Actually, that'd be pretty awesome if they got Big the cat.
We need that. Froggy! Let's have him fish for 20 minutes.
Yeah, he could at least be in the background.
Yeah.
They should just do that when Sonic's going back to his home world.
It will be such a Vin Diesel role for him, because it's the same directors who did Deadpool and Fast and Furious. So, and since The Rock is related to Fast and Furious, and that makes sense how he got the role as Knuckles. And then probably we'll get people like Vin Diesel or Ludacris or Tyrese to play one of the characters. Like Vin Diesel, like he did Groot, so all he has to do is say Froggy and he gets $1 billion. I'm putting money on the table for that. That's my next prediction.
Well, that definitely sounds like it could happen, since the original voice actor for Big the Cat was also the voice of Duke Nukem.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, that's interesting.
Wonder who'll be Tails.
Probably the person who voiced Tails in the mid-credit scene of the movie.
Oh. Did it show his name?
I'm searching that up.
Yeah, go on.
But it just goes to show that you can't have a Sonic 2 without Tails.
Yeah, you always need a Tails. I think, while looking it up, I also, for some reason, at the last video I compared Sonic with the Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay movie. I think the only the reason why is, just to compare the CG. Because I think I praised that movie at the time. I said like how they kind of blend the realistic of the turtles in real life. I'm like, what the fuck was I talking about? It's turtles.
Sometimes realism doesn't work, and you have to bend the laws of reality. Anyways, Colleen Villard is the voice of Tails in the post-credit scene, and she is the current voice actress who voices Tails.
Okay, yeah. I bet she'll be good.
Well, considering that this is the person who voices Tails in the games.
Yeah. It's good if they reprise the roles, except freaking Sonic, Roger Craig.
As long as it's not the person who voiced Tails in Sonic Heroes. Like, seriously, Tails sounded too young in that game.
I swear, if like the sequels are gonna like take jabs at other references, maybe from like shitty games, I would love it. Probably Sonic Boom.
Is the Sonic Boom series still going on?
It may have ended a while ago.
I guess
I heard positive things about it. I heard it's a pretty funny show. Yeah, I compared Ninja Turtles to Sonic just from a freaking webpage, but it's like I think I liked the first one, the first Ninja Turtles. Kind of like having the same respect as the first Transformers. It's kind of like it's fun, that's it, but don't make more. That's how I got it.
I heard that, or you could just wait. Like, are you talking about the Ninja Turtles?
The Michael Bay one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could do what the Transformers movies did and make a spin-off movie that reboots the whole movie series, like what Transformers did with Bumblebee.
And that got good receptions and good feedback. Yeah,
just make a movie about a different character.
It's also we may have talked about the soundtrack in the last video, and you was hoping for Crush 40. And I was surprised they didn't come back. I was hoping they would do something new or like old music. But no, they're not in the soundtrack.
I guess they were too busy with the other fan service.
Again, I always mention Ninja Turtles, but I said like how Wiz Khalifa did the soundtrack for the Ninja Turtles. So guess what the Sonic soundtrack has?
What?
Fucking Wiz Khalifa. Of course he has to be in every soundtrack.
Well, while his career is still going on.
Yeah, he's still doing good, he's still being consistent.
It's definitely interesting.
The Fast and Furious, so that makes sense for Sonic, and blah blah blah. But like, a lot of like, just looking at the soundtrack, there's not a lot of recognizable people. Like, there's also Jim Carrey, he did Flight of the Valkyries. And then you get Queen Don't Stop Me Now, which we all know. And that's pretty much, that's it.
Don't Stop Me Now was also used in Shazam with the montage of when Shazam was using his powers and testing out his powers.
Yeah.
They need to like find a different song. Movies do.
Yeah.
I get that people love listening to Queen, but there are other bands you can sample from.
It's like every film was like using Queen's music.
I mean,
every film.
Yeah.
Queen's iconic, but come on.
Suicide Squad ruined Bohemian Rhapsody forever.
It's like they only use like the beginning part of it. That's the only part they use for the ending. But they put on the soundtrack, so it counts. I don't know.
Well, let's just hope that the Sonic sequel movie will have a better soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the credits, while I admit that I don't exactly remember the music in the credits, I do think that the visuals for the credits were pretty cool to have it look like 16-bit style.
It was a nice callback, yeah.
Like a 16-bit version of the movie.
Yeah.
That was in there.
Yeah, it was a very nice touch.
I mean, it kind of made me wish that there was a Sonic game that tied in with the movie. But then again, you have to be careful what you wish for, because it could have ended up like the Sonic Boom game if they decided to make a tie-in game.
It would. But I think we wanted the punk rock music to be in the soundtrack, but we didn't get what we want. No Crush 40. Well, that's a letdown, but it's just a soundtrack. I was just hoping for like one reunion.
Well, hopefully Crush 40 will come back someday.
Yeah.
But if not, they could at least get someone else to do some punk music.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the time they introduce Shadow in these movies.
Oh, that would be good.
If they ever plan to, that is.
I bet they will. Maybe not for the next one, but maybe the third one. Because I feel like the first one is just Sonic, just so people will come back to him, and then just so it doesn't feel like too much characters, and then they'll bring like maybe 3 more people. Maybe like a Sonic villain to help Eggman.
Well, right now they at least need to have they at least need to introduce Knuckles in the sequels.
Yeah, the main 2, Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah. Well, maybe they could do what they did in the original Sonic games and have Knuckles be in the third one. Gradually introduce characters.
Yeah. However they want to do it. See, so looking at the old page. I don't think it's up because it's been updated, but I remember quoting how they wanted to make the movie. They wanted it to be dark, like The Dark Knight.
That doesn't
Does
sound
that
good.
ring a bell? Shadow, maybe. Sonic, no.
Well, I mean, you can't go too dark with Shadow, to be honest, because he is still part of the. He is still part of the Sonic franchise, and I mean, it
just doesn't fit.
Yeah, and not to mention it definitely felt a bit too edgy, and I don't know. I personally don't think that that having it be all dark and bleak works for a Sonic spin-off even.
No, it.
I mean, unless it's supposed to take place in an alternate universe, which Shadow the Hedgehog clearly is not.
Like, if it was like the story for the Sonic movie, it wouldn't work, and it's just gonna be embarrassing. Maybe if the right story, the right team, maybe, but it is freaking Sonic. You can't really do that.
They were already taking a big risk with the Sonic movie taking place in the real world.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy. It's almost like Sonic X, the show, where they sucked. It's kind of similar to the show. It's like they sucked Sonic into the world.
And not to mention they retold some of the adventure games, including Adventure 2, where everybody mistakes Shadow for Sonic.
Yeah. They'll do something, yeah. For some reason, yeah.
I mean, they could try to retell Adventure 2, but I would recommend that you shouldn't completely retell it. Do what comic book adaptations do, and maybe take a couple elements from the original source material, but tell a bit more of an original story.
Yeah, so like be new and then like do something for people to recognize and enjoy.
Yeah, like what this movie did.
I feel like they had to make it lighthearted first, like a runaway road trip, just so people can draw it in and be okay and like it. And then they'll do some real shit.
And honestly, I'm definitely a sucker for road trip movies. Or horror movies.
We need Wally World.
or like movies where people are going somewhere in general.
Yeah. I agree, it is like a lot. Oh no, but I didn't expect like a Sonic movie, but like even Diary of a Wimpy Kid tried to do that, but it failed miserably.
Fucking long haul.
Like it's cliche to the point where everybody knows how it's all set up. Even if you haven't watched any, you kind of know how it works. Like, oh, let's stop by this place. Oh no, this happened. Let's quick run and then get back in the car. Oh no, the gas is empty. We gotta go find help. Oh, let's go get a pickup from this guy with the truck. Oh no. Oh, he's weird. We gotta run. Where are we now? Oh, we're lost. Gotta take a big bus or gotta like walk all the way there. Oh no, we're stranded. We're lost. Oh no, we have rescue. Comedy, slapsticks here and there.
And not to mention that there's like a side plot in Wimpy Kid Long Haul where Greg is like has an embarrassing moment at the beginning and he's memed for it. I mean, he should at least know that these things go away and like people will stop caring about you as a meme.
Yeah, like he's a kid. Like it's not gonna affect him.
Well, his parents should at least tell him that. I mean, he's probably not going to listen, but still.
Still. Let's see, what else? That's all I've noted down, like, the ones I try to remember, so,
Alright.
I say, like, overall, it's kind of like how I see it as, we always, like, bring up Force Awakens, Star Wars. I say like Force Awakens, they just do something subtle just so everybody can like come back, and then they'll do something else. I wouldn't say the next ones will be shit, but they'll do something new. They always have to like be like, they don't want to take risks yet until they got everybody to feel good, because it was controversial, and then I think everybody's liking the film, it's being well received, and then that's when they can do more to it.
Yeah, just continue your story that you're setting out to tell.
Yeah, so I say probably one of the best video game movies I've ever seen. Higher than Pikachu. And I like Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon's okay.
The movie, so I say it was good at the time, but I don't think it's interesting to look back on.
It was there to inspire better things, basically.
Yeah.
It set the marker for how video game movies will be.
Mm.
Well, that and Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Like, I always dreamed of a Pokemon live-action movie, but I always thought that will never happen because you can't make that realistic. Like, same thing with Sonic, but they found a way.
They found a way. That's the only time I'm ever going to reference that meme in this podcast.
Oh shit! I know they're gonna do that next film. Gonna do a reference to that.
Honestly,
money on the table.
Honestly, while it was funny at the time, it has honestly been dead.
Like, very quickly. They'll probably just show a picture, kind of like the old man doing the sketch.
Yeah.
Or someone watching it on their iPhone for like a brief second.
Yeah, maybe the old man is like, there's another one of you out there, and shows a picture of Uganda Knuckles.
I saw him in Uganda. Or you get Knuckles to go, fuck, we're not bringing this back.
Nope.
See, I need to get back into Sonic. This movie made me want to find my own DS. I got colors.
I recently tested out Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. It was crap, but it was fun to see how crap it was. It was definitely a very fun experience.
It's definitely so bad it's just funny to play with your friends.
Or just, or so bad it's fun to just play alone and see how it, and how cringe it is, and how broken the game is. Like, seriously, Princess Elise is the worst character of all the Sonic games. Everyone that says that Big is the worst character owes that fluffy purple cat an apology.
He is underrated. Everyone worship Big.
He is a very underrated and overlooked character.
They just gotta understand the way he does fishing for Froggy.
I mean, with that, they could have had that be better if it was a like a side quest. I don't know. I mean, at least Big got to kick a bit of ass with Amy and Cream in Sonic Heroes.
Yeah. Big is the key to all this. Don't know if I played a whole lot of Sonic games. Like, I remember at the time I was a kid, I see him everywhere in game stores and I had a plushie of him and Knuckles, but I didn't know what it was. But I had the Game Boy one, so I had the Advanced Trilogy, and which was addicting. But I say like the water scenes were always terrible to me.
The water's always terrible in Sonic.
It's always awful. Like it's hard to get speed up, and then it's just a time limit. It just makes you panic. Try jumping, and it's just the worst feeling when you made your character drown.
I mean, if you want to play a game with good water levels, just play a SpongeBob game. Because those are all water levels.
Yeah.
Maybe except for the parts in the movie-based games where you're playing on land.
Oh yeah, we'll get the SpongeBob movie next. We can review that next.
Well, that is if I am able to get in the movie theater without paying for it myself.
And if we're able to go outside.
So we're basically just ending this podcast by foreshadowing what we're doing next.
I think so, or we'll do something, anything new. I mean, everything's being held back, so it's gonna be a problem. But maybe it's SpongeBob. It's, the Battlefield Bikini Bottom remastered.
And not to mention the season 11 DVD comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah. I say.
It's a good thing that they
Sonic.
did. It's a good thing they didn't wait 2 years to release the next SpongeBob season on DVD this time. But yeah, anyways, Sonic movie was good.
Yep, good job, Sonic.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
I would say it's 7. Like that's a decent score. That's like a positive score.
I guess 7.5 at the best.
Yeah, more 7.5 than a 6. I mean, I'm not YMS.
Do not listen to other critics. Go see movies and judge them yourself.
Yep. Or, watch us, but just watch the movie as well.
Our opinions are not a substitute for watching the movie.
Don't watch Nostalgia Critic. If Sonic is good, Sonic is good. That's it.
I apparently heard that like the Channel Awesome vlog review was pretty horrible. But I'm making sure to avoid Channel Awesome like the plague. Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter's going all apeshit about their Spider-Man reviews.
I should have known since the Wall review. I just lost all hope. Finally. That's the last nail in the coffin.
Honestly, when the change the channel shtick happened, we kind of went back and looked at some of his older content, and it did not age well. And if you ignore that change of channel ever happened, his content is pretty crap.
It sucks because there was something to like about him like back then, but I guess
well it just goes to show that some of that a lot of content ages poorly.
Yep.
We apologize for going on this rant.
Yeah.
But then again, it's hard to not go off topic.
Thank you to everyone who's stuck with us this far. Hope you guys are being safe, and we're just here to make content for you to enjoy, just to pass the time, just something throughout this whole bullshit that's been going on the earth, and we'll be better. And
hopefully next time we won't wait another 3 fucking months to another podcast.
I'll just use 1, 2, 3 movies again. But I'll see the pinata again. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you Soon, I guess.
See you after this whole outbreak clears up. Hopefully.